work. Now, I'd like to introduce a new segment to the show. It's called Hot Button, and it's a conversation on various topics. So, let's check in and see what the girls have to talk about this week.
Hello and welcome to Hot Button. Today we are talking about one of the most basic human necessities, food, feeding yourself. And we here at Shaw TV Chilliwack are curious creatures. So we asked you on social media about your food habits, your food shopping habits. Where do you shop? Do you buy organic? What's more important to you, quality or quantity? And we got a couple of comments on Facebook. Kristen McKay says she is a vegan for ethical and health reasons. She would like to buy organic for at least half of her fruits and veggies, but she does find it a little pricey. And our good friend Tiffany Gurdon is in that same boat. She says she's bad and she shops at the cheapest places like Superstore and Walmart. It's also a convenience thing, but she will buy organic if it's reasonable. Certain items that she likes to buy organic is grapes and berries. Now, she brings a really good point because I'm kind of the same way. I try to buy organic when I can, but things like bananas, I'll never buy organic bananas because I never use the peel, and I don't really think that bananas are that contaminated.
Yeah, it makes sense too. There's a dirty dozen list of produce. You'd maybe like to go organic just because they're a lot dirtier. And one that surprised me was apples and celery, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, and kale and spinach. Those were some big ones on the list.
Well, you know, we are really lucky here in the Fraser Valley that we have access to so much locally grown produce. I mean, I never thought I would say this in my life, but I would love to be a farmer. I wish I knew how to grow some of my own food.
It would save money too, and maybe some of the 939 farms in Chilliwack could give you a job. And it amazed me that only 23 of those farms were organic farms too. So I don't know, I'm vegan, and I started out with doing it for health benefits.
I'm not that extreme. I would call myself more of a flexitarian, if you will. I try to choose vegetarian options as much as I can. Now, I could see the health benefits of being a vegan, but personally, I would think it would be really quite challenging to be a vegan. I would think that your food choices are really limited. I mean, what do you do when you go out to a restaurant?
Well, I feel like if you're not educated, then it is quite hard. And I think a lot of people like you are flexitarians because of that reason. But yeah, there's a lot of choices, especially in Chilliwack. There's like the Yellow Deli, which is a great restaurant. There's the Harvest Cafe. And also what I just found out, breaking news, Jim's Pizzeria has gluten-free crust and vegan cheese.
Awesome!
Yeah.
And Jim is local too.
I know! How exciting!
Okay, so I think it's really just kind of, like you said, educating yourself, learning what's out there, what's available, and what's in season. Like for me, it was really quite easy in the summertime because there's lots of farmers markets everywhere. There's lots of produce. You can kind of just go and pick and choose. But in the winter, it seems it's a little bit more difficult. It's not as accessible, and I don't really know what's in season right now. Like I know there's kale and winter squash, but that's kind of about it.
Yeah, and there's actually a Hope Farmers Market. It's open year-round, so that gives you great selection on the seasonal fruits and veggies. Some more of the seasonal fruits are like celery, cauliflower, grapefruit, oranges. One of my favorites are pomelos.
Pomelo?
The greatest things in the entire world.
What is a pomelo? I've never heard of a pomelo.
It's like a big grapefruit crossed with an orange. I don't know, it's like a big ball of goodness. It's great.
Okay, so there, exactly, I proved my own point. You really need to educate yourself about what foods are out there, and maybe I need to start eating some pomelos and incorporate them into my diet.
And maybe some of our friends on social media can give you some tips. We want to know, are you eating organic? Where do you buy your seasonal fruits? Get in touch with us on Twitter and Facebook, and we'll revisit your comments on the next episode of Hot Button.